Hello everyone, welcome to the Oasis Healing Temple. Thank you all for joining me today for this reading. This is your good news that you need today. I'm so excited to do this one. All right, so pile number 1, we have the Shekinah card, and that is paired with the Garden Quartz crystal. For pile number 2, we have the Candle card, and that is with the Rainbow Moonstone. For pile number 3, we have the Wizard card, and that is with the Golden Healer. Okay, so these are going to be your pile choices for today. Just pause the video if you need more time to meditate. The timestamps will be located in the description box below, as always, and I will see you all at your readings. Welcome, pile number 1. So this is your good news that you need to hear today, and you all were drawn to the Shekinah card as well as the Garden Quartz crystal. So the Shekinah means the Queen of the Stars. It is the divine principle of the God, of God. You know, we have the masculine and feminine aspects, and this is the divine feminine here. And so we have transcendence on the card, and number 36 as well. So I feel like you're coming to a phase of completion, the end of a cycle, fulfilling your divine purpose, transcending the earthly realm and duality here, the masculine and feminine, and coming into a place of peace and grace with the swan on the card. And I feel like you're going to be receiving some type of crown activation, because we have this circle of stars here, and we have the crown. I'm not sure what kind of white flower that is, but it's also a sign of purity, you know, coming back to innocence and being nurtured by the Divine Mother. And the feminine energies allows us to be open to receiving, and that is one of the hardest lessons I've had to learn, is to learn how to receive. I'm very empathic, and unfortunately, you know, I was taught to, you know, not on purpose or intentionally, but to care for everybody else's needs before my own. And what that can look like is wanting to keep the peace, and so, you know, neglecting my own feelings when somebody attacks me or yells at me because they're in a bad mood, or because they're, you know, they had to wake up early that morning, and will lash out, and I would make excuses, well, they're always grumpy in the morning, or, you know, things like that. So it was hard for me to receive love, to receive compliments, or to even receive rest. So it is something that I've had to work on. And I feel like with the divine feminine, the divine mother coming here, there is something that you're going to be blessed with. Something that maybe you've been wanting to manifest, something that you've been visualizing or wanting to create here on earth. And she's telling you to go after your dreams. And yeah, believe in yourself. She has something around her neck. I'm not sure what that little symbol is. It looks like the sun and the moon, but there's something in the center. I'm not sure. Something that joins the two together. All right, let me see what you're looking for. Ooh, you have the sacred center with selenite. Beautiful. And look at that. We have the balance of the masculine and feminine. The sun and the moon. Well, okay. We have the sun, the moon, and the earth. Heaven on earth. Bringing heaven on earth. Balancing and uniting the masculine and feminine, balancing, transcending duality here. some of you are definitely light workers, and you're helping to manifest heaven on earth. You're helping to Mother Gaia to ascend to 5D. Let's see if we can get this up here. And it's selenite. Ooh, beautiful. Okay, so selenite. Wow, that's awesome. All right, so selenite is it's known as liquid light in the crystal kingdom, because it connects to the moon, but it also like is, I don't know, it's vibration. It's such a high vibration that it will cleanse and purify other stones. It can cleanse and purify your aura. It can activate your chakras, remove blockages from your chakra. It's named after the goddess Selene. It also is very good at purifying the emotional body, protecting your aura. I'm not sure if I said that. I love this crystal. I have so many pieces of selenite. So that is beautiful. What an awesome representation is the balancing and transcending duality here. You have activate the void. Ooh, beautiful, with azurite. So something with the mind activation, like with the crown, your third eye chakra. So your higher chakras are being activated or will be activated soon. Pile number 1. Yeah, we also have understanding your work, your purpose, your higher purpose coming through. Activate the void. I mean, masculine, feminine. From within the void is the womb of potential. And so there's something that you're meant to create, something you're meant to actualize and bring into the physical realm. Let's see what else we have. We have waterfall, effortless, allowing it to flow, allowing yourself to flow, allowing yourself to just go with the flow. Pile number 1. Be open to receiving the mother's grace. Yeah, the mother is about to bless you with something here. We have waterfall. Something is coming in. Something's flowing to you at a rapid pace. Something you've been visualizing. Something you've been focusing on. Vision quest. Wow. Confirmation. You've been focusing on this. You've been wanting to manifest this for some time. You have the Lovers. There are 2 paths ahead. Be true to yourself. Another 9. So we have 99 coming through. New beginnings. A unique path. Having faith in your abilities and letting go of the past. Okay, yeah. With the 2 paths here, you're being asked to let go of the past, to let go of past versions of yourself, let go of the old stories, the old hurts, the old narratives, the old timelines even, the old programs, and to surrender and allow yourself to be guided going forward, because there's something that's coming in, and it doesn't really require you to do anything. I feel like you've already manifested this. You've already... With the, I know it says desert here, but it says vision quest. I feel like you have fully anchored in and crystallized this manifestation. That is the activation of the void, this potential, this vision that you have. Something that you've been wanting to create. We have the dragonfly. Have confidence during this time of great joy, renewal, and connection to spirit. Beautiful. And we have an 8, this infinity. The symbol of 8 is also rising into a new timeline, shifting frequencies, shifting realities, cycles of growth, abundance, achievement, strength, wealth, material success, having an abundant spiritual life, financial well-being. Yeah, and the dragonfly, they start off in, I'm not sure if they're in water or not. I don't think so. I think they start off on Earth and then they eventually get their wings and fly. And I feel like that's what you're doing. You are ascending. And with this Merkaba activation, with the divine feminine and the divine masculine, that creates the Merkaba, your vehicle of light, your ascension body, your vehicle that allows you to travel through the different dimensions, through the higher dimensions, through the inner dimensions, when during meditation or during dream time. Heaven and earth, the masculine and the feminine energies. We have flourish, the lotus flower fairy tells you to learn from experience and shed your inner light on any unclear areas of your life or those of others. You're going to be flourishing. The lotus flower. I love that. The blooming of the lotus. The crown chakra. Yeah, I feel like you've learned a lot. You've overcome a lot. You've been doing a lot of work. You have friendship. Fairies and humans alike need friends. Now is the time to seek out those who will support and encourage you on your journey to fulfill your dreams. Okay, so some of you are going to be meeting some of your soul tribe, your soul family, your galactic family with this crown activation and the stars and the planets. You know, your home, your soul origin. Yeah, it's the end of these karmic relationships and, you know, all the earthly duties and the work that you have overcome that. You've transcended that. And that's why you are being blessed with the Mother's grace, with the Mother's love. And you are about to flourish. You're about to receive something big. Something that you've been manifesting. I'm so happy for you guys. And you have embraced soul transformation. Look at that. The wings. The dragonfly. Transformation isn't easy, but it's necessary. Embrace the changes that lead you to your highest self. I love when confirmation comes through like that. So before you were in this pupa stage, you know, you were the caterpillar here on earth, you know, on the ground where you were vulnerable, and then you went into the dark and you embraced the transformation and the growth that your soul had to go through and the lessons that you had to learn, and now you are ready to emerge, you know, as something new, as someone new, and you've gained your wings. You've transcended the karmic realm, you know what I mean? And not to say that Earth is the karmic realm, but this is where we come to, you know, learn those hard lessons. We learn through duality, and we learn through experience of all of the emotions. We learn how to experience all the emotions and embrace all of creation. And it has not been easy, but you have transcended that. Congratulations, you've done the work, you've achieved the balance, and you've transcended duality, and now you are rising up into the higher realms, and your light's being acknowledged by the Divine Mother here. We have unblock the flow. When your energy is stuck, nothing moves. Start small, clean a space, cry it out, speak a truth. Movement is medicine. Okay. You know how I was telling y'all that it was hard for me to receive? And this is what you have to tap into, is allowing it to just effortlessly flow into your life, allowing your dreams to come in and trusting that they are manifesting and that they are on their way. And if you feel anxious or you feel like, if you're starting to fall backwards or getting into an old mindset, then like the card is saying, move your energy, go into meditation, clear your space, clear your mind, come into your center again, recenter, stay in the sacred center and trust and know that everything is on its way. I feel like this is something that you had to work on as well, was learning to receive. And now I feel like the Divine Mother is here to bless you with this flow, this activation of love and support, divine support, abundance in all the forms. With 88, I mean, material success, abundance, financial well-being, achievement, strength, all those things. It's amazing. We have heartfelt guidance. Intuition comes from deep within. Cherish and trust its guidance. Beautiful. Follow your heart. Stay in your center. Trust your inner wisdom. And look, it's a water, a wave. And that's the thing too. We have to allow our emotions to flow. Allow the energies to flow and not hold on to them. So there may be times where you're sad. Allow yourself to express sad, and you'll find that they don't linger that long. Once you just allow yourself to just flow, go with the flow, it becomes so easy, it becomes so natural, because that's our normal state of being. It is our natural state of being. We're not supposed to suppress them and ignore them and push them down. Water is meant to move, it is meant to flow. And so it's allowing the energies to just flow around you and tuning into that flow, the flow state. Ooh, you have new beginnings, and look, another butterfly. Let this magic in my spell clear the space in which I dwell. We have 44. 44 is a master builder number. Connection to the ascended masters, letting you know that they are supporting you, that you are protected, that you are strong. This is divine support. Beautiful. And victory. Woohoo! Confirmation. I shall celebrate and I shall rise. I will let victory make me wise. This is some excellent news. And another 8. So you have 888. And it's 888. It's lots of money, honey. Financial abundance is on its way to you right now. You are aligned to this manifestation of abundance, and you definitely deserve it. Pile number 1. Your final card says moonlighting. You can start working on your dream career part-time while keeping your other job to pay the bills. Soon your dream career will take flight and fully support you. Beautiful. Okay, confirmation. Go after that dream, whatever it is that you want to create, what it is you want to bring into this world, to start doing it on the side. Make time to do it. Live out your passions, follow your heart. What lights you up, what makes you feel the most excited, and to act on that as much as you can, as often as you can. Do that activity, and you will find out that it will pay off in the end. You feel so much livelier, you feel so much happier, you feel so much more connected to the present, more lively, more energetic, more inspired, filled with more gratitude, I would say, because you're doing something that's for you, but it's something that also contributes to the collective, and that's part of our purpose. Our purpose is to find the things that make us the most happy, that brings us the most energy, and to use that energy, to activate that energy, and then share it with others. Oh, I'm so happy for you guys, and I'm so proud of y'all. Congratulations, pile number 1. This was your good news that you needed to hear today, and I needed to hear this as well. Alright, thank you all for joining me in the temple today. Please like and subscribe to my channel if this reading resonated with you. Comment below if you feel like sharing your story, or just let me know that pile number 1 was your reading. I'm sending out lots of love. Y'all take care and have a blessed day. Hi, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. This is the good news that you need today. And you guys are drawn to the candle card with the rainbow moonstone. And your card says illumination and the number 4. And 4 is about grounding, stability, hard work, building solid foundations. So I feel like for you guys, you're somebody who has worked a lot, and you continue to work a lot. I feel like you sacrifice, you do a lot for other people. Perhaps you're trying to bring more light, more love, more compassion to the world. And I feel like there is a little bit of a message here about burning out, making sure that you are staying centered, that you don't overwork yourself, that you are taking time to nurture yourself with the rainbow moonstone. This is about receiving, calming the emotional body, tuning into that water element a little bit more, finding that balance if you haven't done so already. There's other people in this collective who have come to a place of illumination, of transformation and transmutation. So there's something that you've been working on, something you've been overcoming, something that you've been healing through, and you have fully come to that process of closure. You have illuminated all that you can in this situation. I feel like you've brought your love, your heart, your attention. You brought that healing awareness into the shadows. You have illuminated something. Illuminated that darkness and just shown your love, your light, and your attention into those areas. And we have the peacock here. And you know, the peacocks are about, you know, shining their light, staying in their uniqueness, you know, because they're so unique and they carry a lot of weight. This is heavy. You know, their tail feathers. We actually have one here on the farm, and it's a lot for them to get all of these feathers standing straight up. So I feel like you, like I was saying, I definitely feel like you're a hard worker, and you're somebody who is not afraid to do the work, and you have done so. You have come to a place of completion, of healing. And I feel like it's now time for you to receive something, to receive a blessing for all your hard work. I feel like you are definitely a bright light here in the world as well, pile number 2. Where we have fundamentals of humanness with salt. The earth. Coming back to center here. Yeah, and we have the water element as well. Time for you to take a break, to rest. What kind of a good news is that, right? It's time to rest. It's time for you to be in a state of receiving. And we have, there are worlds within you with the garden quartz. Move these all up so I can utilize my table a little bit more. There are worlds within you. Yeah, you have illuminated those hidden parts, and I feel like, yeah, coming back to center. Look at all these star constellations here. So I feel like, yeah, we have heaven and earth, finding that bliss state. Yes. Peace. Peace on earth. The garden, yeah, you've been growing. This is also the shaman crystal, the healer. Worlds within worlds, things that have been hidden within. Yeah, you brought them to illumination. And for some of you, something's about to be illuminated. All right, so a couple of collectives, because there's several of you who watch my channel. Some of you have been on the journey of healing and transmutation and going within and healing, and some of you may be beginning that journey. I'm not sure yet till I get the other cards out. This is about learning the depths of who you are, getting to know yourself and illuminating parts of yourself that you may not have easily expressed before, you know, remaining true to yourself, your authentic self, shining your light regardless of other people's opinions and approvals, remaining strong in your authority, in your sense of self, in your sense of worth. Yeah, the fundamentals of humanness, the basic things that make you who you are. But it's not you're not basic, I'm not saying that, but your soul origins. Here we have focus with crystals, lots of amethyst, a lot of healing. We have power with lightning, epiphanies here. Mother Gaia with nurturing. Let's see if we can squeeze y'all all in. And we have the lake with stillness. Okay. See how she's kind of floating in the water with her eyes closed. This is going within. Taking your power and going within. Focusing your attention within. I feel like you're going to be receiving something from Mother Gaia, from your higher self. Going within. Something needs to be illuminated. Something maybe you haven't seen. Something you haven't been focusing on. Okay, let me see what else we have. We have the world. Be open to new possibilities in all areas of your life. Ooh, okay. The world, completion. Yeah, usually the world card is the completion of something. Let's see. Ooh. That one just flew to the ground. What do we have? We have music. Listen carefully, for there may be a message in the music that you hear. Music can lift your soul, rekindle memories, and charm fairies to your door. Okay. I feel like some of you are going to be having some kind of major breakthrough. And in this quiet time, in the time that you find to nurture yourself, to rest, to take care of your body, because you've worked so hard to, overcome and to heal and to illuminate, the shadows within. You're being asked to take that time now to just rest, to nurture yourself, nurture your body, nurture your mind, nurture your spirit, because you have done so much, you've worked so hard, and you've come to a place of completion. And so now the time is to get still. And during this time of stillness, there's going to be something revealed to you. A message is going to be coming in. We have protect your dreams. You are the guardian of your precious dreams, and they are safe in your care. Keep them close to your heart until you're ready to release them. Okay. So we have focus, power, nurturing stillness, Message and protect your dreams. Music and protect your dreams. Okay. Visualizations coming through here. Something, a focus. See how she's focusing on this light here? Holding the focus. Going within and focusing on your inner world here. Focusing on your dreams. Getting still. Finding some kind of safe space for yourself. Creating safe space within. Getting in touch with your inner world here. Going within. Purify your heart. Let go of the lingering pain and make space for joy. Your heart deserves to feel light again. Ooh. Purification, illumination. And the other one says, unbind inner chains. Your soul is ready to be free. Let go of self-imposed limitations and step into your power. Ooh, nice. Freeing yourself from something. So there's some healing, of course. And look, see how we have these wind chimes up here. We have music. Something about shifting your frequency shifting, you're changing your vibration, getting still enough so that you can connect into your heart space and slow your energies down enough so that you can connect to yourself on a deeper level, connect to your guides on a deeper level. Yeah, because you're ready for this. You're ready to free yourself from things that have been holding you back. Which is why you have this candle here to illuminate, anything that is holding you back. There can be a fear. There can be a belief system. Something that somebody else told you when you were younger that you still believe. And sometimes there can be things in our past that we don't even realize are even there, and stories that we told ourselves, or, something that happened to us, and at that time, we believed something, but we forget to go back and change our beliefs, and elevate them, or change them, or discard them even. It's kind of like upgrading, there needs to be an upgrade here. Some type of healing, cleansing out any fears that you have about about this manifestation not coming true, or the way that you see yourself, the reflection of yourself. We have emotional clarity. Emotional clarity sharpens your intuition. Beautiful. That's why we need to slow the waters down, calm the emotional body, so that they can come to the surface for us to process them. There's going to be something that comes up that just is like, whoa, oh my goodness, I cannot believe I still feel this way, or I still have this emotion, or I still have this resentment, or I still have this sadness, whatever it is. When you get still, those little air bubbles, those little suppressed thoughts and feelings, they start to come to the surface for us to process and heal from, to release and let go. So if there's any kind of emotion, allow yourself to feel through it in order for it to be released. We have body wisdom. Listen to your body's subtle cues. It holds the answers that you seek. Divine wisdom. Divine wisdom flows through your intuition. Trust and act on it. Okay, so I feel like, you're learning to listen to the body. You're learning to listen to your inner world and what comes up to the surface. What do you hear? What do you feel? What are you intuiting? What needs to be released? What do you need to free yourself from? Where are you limiting yourself? Where are you holding back? And we have listen within. The answers lie within. Listen to your intuition's quiet voice, okay? Yeah, spend some time in nature. If some of you like to be in bodies of water and that helps you to meditate or to slow the mind down, definitely work with Mother Gaia. We have harvest. As the waves of the ocean are infinite, as the trees of the forest grow tall, let my work now bring me to harvest. I am ready to receive my all. Beautiful. I'm so happy that this card came through. The work that you have done, it's not for nothing. You know, there may still be work to do, yes, but it doesn't mean that the work that you have done doesn't count for anything. There's always going to be a reward, you know, not that you're doing it for the reward, but, you know, the laws of the universe are, you know, a balance. And so the work that you have done is being recorded, you know, in the Akashic records. So it will come back to you. Your harvest is coming in, and that's what this is saying. For all the work that you've done, for all the sacrifice that you've done for others, and even if you're sacrificing your own energy, your own body, it is, you know, for the good of others. It is being acknowledged, and you will receive, okay? We have safe home. I cast this circle round about. Safety now is beyond doubt. Oh, I'm so grateful to have this one as well. Creating that safe space within you so that you feel at home and at peace within your being, so that it helps you to weed out and illuminate the parts of you that are still fearful, that are still in pain, that are still, you know, sad or angry or, you know, feeling betrayed or abandoned in some kind of way. We are trying to learn who we are on a deeper level and learn our emotions and learning to accept them and allow them to flow, and understanding where our thoughts originate, where did our beliefs originate, and are they truly how we believe and how we see the world, and what has our experience been, not just somebody else's viewpoint and somebody else's experience and taking that as truth. We have to go through what we have experienced, what has been our truth, and shifting our belief systems. All right, we have obstacles and blocks are lifted. All your good personal work and your positive energy shift have overcome previous obstacles, and blocks are lifted away. You will now experience progress and forward movement with your projects. Stay centered in gratitude to ensure that your flow of abundance continues. Oh, that's beautiful. And I feel like this is Archangel Michael coming through here, letting you know that all of the work that you've done, all of your beautiful light, everything that you continue to bless the world with is being acknowledged. If you felt blocked before, the energies are being removed so that more flow can come in, more abundance, your harvest can come into you. It requires you, though, to get still, to be open, to be receptive, because if you're somebody who's used to doing all the work, it's hard for you to be on the receiving end of blessings, of gratitude, you know, of people helping you out, people doing giving you a break. You know, you have a hard time just allowing yourself to receive without feeling guilty. And so that's something definitely to work on if you do have that in there, is creating that sacred space within yourself and creating a space that allows you to be in that flow state, and feel safe being in that flow state, so that you can allow this harvest to come in for all the work that you've been doing. Pile number 2. Okay. Whew. All right, pile number 2. This was your reading. Thank you all for joining me in the temple today. I truly hope this was good news to you. I started to get a little worried about the reading and during the middle part, how it was all going to come together, and it tied it up in the end. So I'm very grateful that you've all listened this long. I appreciate you all so much. Please like and subscribe if this reading resonated with you. Comment below if you feel like sharing your story, or just let me know that this was your reading. Sending y'all lots of love. Y'all take care and have a blessed day. Hi, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. So this is the good news that you need today. And you guys are drawn to the Wizard card and the Golden Healer. And your card says spiritual impeccability. And the Wizard card has to do with our ego and, you know, our masculine traits here. And the ego is the version of us that likes to be in control. It can also control us through fear and manipulation. And this card is about being impeccable with your work here. And we have spiritual impeccability. So the work that you're doing, what you're manifesting, what you're putting out there, what you're sharing with the world, and making sure that it's not coming from a place of ego, of controlling and trying to prove that you're right, or prove that your way is the only way, or the way that you believe is the truth and the only truth. It has to do with your, you know, needing to be right. I believe I just said that, but I don't want to keep repeating myself. And I feel like some of you, maybe in a past life, you may not have used your knowledge and your wisdom and your gifts for the light. I feel like you may have worked with the darker magic, or maybe you practiced some of the darker magic. And with the Golden Healer being here, I feel like that this is your incarnation to make things right. So you're being given this opportunity to create and to work with the good side now, to work and heal the ego, the mindset, you know, to release the fear, to release the need to be right, to release the need to control or to manipulate, you know, others to get what you want. You know, I'm not saying that you're doing that now. Take what resonates. But this is it's a pattern that has come with you for several lifetimes. And I feel like you're on the journey here to reclaim your innocence, to reclaim that sense, that state of purity. Returning back to, you know, using your gifts for the good of mankind. All right, let's see what your good news is. 39, that is a 12, which is a 3. Cycles, the Trinity, mind, body, and spirit, you know, working with all aspects of your being, how you communicate, how you express yourself. That's also something that you're working through, how to expand yourself and to ascend here. We have Amber. What are you becoming? Yeah, Amber. This is an old version of yourself, healing an old version of yourself. Some of you are doing some healing work. You're perhaps healing the ego. You know, an amber is like the salve of the tree. It heals the wounds. Healing a wound here. We have becoming inimitable. Celestial quartz. Oh, some of you perhaps were an Atlantis priest, and perhaps you, you know, you may not have been one of the good guys. You know, you may have used your talents and your skills to, you know, you could have been somebody who was, you know, manipulating the DNA, using technology and ways that weren't so beneficial for the planet. You know, take what resonates here. But in this incarnation here, you're coming to heal these wounds, to use your wisdom, to use your gifts for the good, you know, to repair the damage that has been done so long ago, to make right, you know. We have Dreamtime Creation, Ancestors, Generations. I knew I felt something coming through about the past and your ancestors. Something from the past, an old pattern, yeah. You can have several relatives who didn't use their gifts, didn't use their magic, didn't use their wisdom for good. You know, they may have used it to deceive others, to control others, to manipulate others. And we have the summer solstice coming through the sun. Let me check this out just a minute. Radiance, the fire. Yeah, you're coming to heal the masculine energy in your family here. The masculine lineage, the masculine forces that have been in control on the planet. Proposal, romantic business opportunity. We have the Phoenix. Nice. Be prepared to be renewed after a period of crisis. Yeah. Okay, you're here to restore the balance, to reunite the masculine and feminine energies. I feel like this has been a commitment that you have made to your ancestors before you, to yourself, an older version of yourself. This is what you're here to do, is to rise up from the ashes of the old, to transform the old ways, the old cycles, the old belief systems, the old structures, the old programming, the karmic DNA, the generational karma that's been passed down genetically. You're here to transform that. You're here to show the right use of wisdom, how to use your gifts from a place of peace and harmony and love and respect and balance, from a place of purity. Not coming from a place of ego, coming from a place of generally wanting to help heal the planet, to help heal the earth, to help heal everyone who's come before. Yeah, you're very, very ancient. I'm feeling ancient soul here. We have stargazing. When you gaze at the stars, you give yourself very focus. Your intuition will flow more freely and reveal what you need to know about your situation. All right, so with the stargazing coming through, I feel like your ancestors come from the stars, you know? You come from the stars, which is why you chose to come here to bring this healing. A lot of the Atlanteans, you know, they weren't from Earth. They were other star beings who came to Earth to help seed Earth. And unfortunately, some of them had their own agendas and what they wanted to do here on Earth. And they ended up manipulating, you know, a lot of laws, sacred laws, and violating them and overriding what the divine plan was. So I feel like there may be, if not you, other family members somewhere in your lineage, your ancestors were some of those people who didn't use their energy wisely. And you're here to bring healing. You're here to transform that work and to bring your magic to transform it. You're the healer. We have hope. Hope is always there, even if we can't see it. Optimistic expectation can help change a negative situation into a positive one. There we go. Hope. Have hope, have faith that things can change, that you can turn things around. It's never too late. Love without self-abandonment. Real love doesn't ask you to disappear. Stay present, stay whole, and still be loved. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, so with this card coming through, this is about knowing the difference between love and manipulation. Right? When somebody truly loves you, they're not asking you to change. They're not asking you to do something against your will, something that you don't feel safe doing, something that, you know, it's not in your heart to do. They don't try to manipulate you or shame you or guilt you or take love away from you if you don't, you know, measure up, or if you don't follow through, or if you don't obey. That's not true love. That's manipulation and coercion, you know. They're not honorable people. They're not respectful people. They truly don't care about your feelings and and your morals or your heart. They just want you to do what you're told to do because, you know, you're a soldier and you're mine and your property, and it doesn't matter what makes you happy. It's all about me. You know, it's very egotistical. And that may have been something that you were taught, or the family that you were raised in. And so, you know, all children want their parents' approval. And so we end up abandoning parts of ourselves just to receive their love, you know, just like children who are gay, born gay, and they're born into like a religious family who, for them, like, it's a sin, like you're not allowed to be gay. And so the child, out of wanting their parents' love and affection, they deny who they are, and they're completely unhappy trying to be, you know, with the opposite sex, but it just doesn't work. It doesn't make them happy. But in order to have the parents' love, they have to abandon themselves in order to have it. And I actually have family members who are like this, which is, it's horrible, and it's so sad to see that that's what they truly believe, and that's how they feel, and that's how they treat, you know, a child of their own. It's just, I can't even believe it. And you know, that's just one example of how we abandon ourselves out of approval, you know, not to rock the boat and stuff like that. So you're being asked not to abandon your own heart for someone else in order to be loved, you know. You should be able to be yourself and still know that you are loved unconditionally. It says, trust the path ahead. Trust in the unfolding of your life. Every step is part of your journey to becoming who you're meant to be. Okay? So trust in the path ahead and see how the path is ascending into the light, right? One step at a time, pile number 3. You're going to get there. Try not to shame yourself or feel guilty or anything like that. Our awareness of who we are today, like, it's hard to hold yourself like accountable for past lives. You can understand that you chose that path to learn specific lessons, and you're again choosing the path that you're on now to again learn specific lessons. And so we have to be like, when we're learning through the school of earth, right, we have to be, you have to incarnate as, you know, everything here on the planet in order to learn its wisdom, in order to record that experience in the record of life, you know, in our heart center, so that we can attain the wisdom of that experience. And so we have to play bad guys, we have to play good guys, we have to play males, we have to be females. We've even had to be a rock, a tree, a flower, a bird, a dog. You know, we've incarnated, I believe, we've incarnated as each aspect, you know, in order to understand the wisdom that life offers. And I mean, I don't know, it's up to interpretation, right? But I feel like we definitely have had to incarnate as different humans and playing different roles for one another. And we typically incarnate into the same soul families because we end up carrying karmic debris and from previous lives into the, current life. And so we're always paying back debts and everything. And so this is our, we get opportunities each time to make right what we didn't get right, what lessons we didn't pass, the tests we didn't, pass in the previous incarnation. And so we end up having to retake those tests until we choose right. And so pay no attention. Don't be down if, like, you feel like you've struggled to get here, but you're here now, you know what I mean? And it's just one step at a time. And trust that you're doing what's best for you. And you're doing this also for the ancestors that came before you that were too fearful or not strong enough to do the work that you're doing, to do the work that you're about to embark on, holding yourself to a place of integrity and honorable actions, with people that you meet, and treating others the way that you want to be treated, and expecting that, somebody who says they love you isn't trying to change who you are or force you to do something, in order to receive their love. It should be unconditional in that way, especially when it's family. We have the mirror of truth. Intuition reflects the truth like a mirror. Trust what you perceive. All right, this is about trusting your intuition, okay? When you're around specific people, okay, this will be a sign for you. How you'll know when somebody is manipulating you or, toxic, doesn't really have the best intentions for you, you know what I mean? Or they're just, manipulative, negative people. They don't make you feel safe when you're around them. They end up making you contract and go within and withdraw and shrink, When you're around people who make you feel safe, they make you feel accepted, they make you feel loved, they end up energizing you, they make you expand, the energies feel reciprocal, you know what I mean? It's a good exchange of energy versus when you're around other people who aren't good for you, who don't have the best intentions, they feel icky, you know what I mean? They drain your energy. So listen to the way that you feel when you're around specific people, and that's an indicator that shows you, who's there for you and who's not there for you. We have energetic sensitivity. This is what I was just talking about. Your sensitivity to energy is your intuitive gift. Embrace it. We have peace. Bridget, Goddess, in your soul, sacred name, a light within me, peace is flame. Make peace with the past, pile number 3. Make peace with everything that you've been through. Continue to shine your light into the darkness, into the shadows, into your fears, and bring them to awareness. Bring them up to your consciousness so you can be fully conscious of your fear. So nobody can use your fear against you. They can't use it to attack you or to manipulate you. If you don't know your worth and your value, you're going to find people who mirror back to you that they don't value you and they don't appreciate you. They make you feel like they could care less, because you're not protecting yourself. You're not seeing your worth and your own value. So they're not going to see it either. They see somebody who doesn't see how amazing they are. They don't see the power that they can wield. They don't see the wisdom that they hold, the light that they hold. All they see is somebody who doesn't know who they are, and they're They're not standing in their truth. They're not standing in their light. So I'm going to tell them what to be. I'm going to tell them what to do. And I'm going to use them and manipulate them to get what I want. You know, if you're not going to use your energy and use your light, I'll use your energy and your light until you claim it for yourself. Okay? And when you start seeding your own thoughts and knowing who you are, standing in your light, standing in your strength, and saying, no, I deserve this. I deserve respect. I deserve people who see me, who love me, who validate me, who know my worth, appreciate the work that I do, appreciate what I have to offer, who see my light. Those are the people I want in my life, you know, and I feel like you're here to make peace, to be the peacemaker, you know, to make peace with the versions of and the incarnations of the past, to bring the light forward now. No longer working for the dark. And everyone's allowed to make choices. Everyone's allowed to change. Everyone's allowed to move forward. We're always growing. We're always evolving. So if that was the case, you know, I feel like we've all done things for our family out of protection. And sometimes we were forced to do things, or it was our family being threatened against us. You know, oh, you better sign this contract or I'm going to kill your family. Oh, you better go out and kill this person or I'm going to kill your whole family. You know what I mean? There's lots of things that we've all had to do in past incarnations that we have no current awareness of, but they were things that we did, you know, in order to sacrifice for our family or for the better good. So we may have done things that weren't the best thing, but it was like our hand was being forced at the time, you know? And so we can make peace with it. We can ask for forgiveness. We can ask for things to be made right, and know that everything that is happening here is going to be, you know, in this lifetime, is going to be the resolution of that, because we're always trying to leave without having any karma. You know, we don't want to have any regret when we're as our higher ascended self, you know, as our light being, when we're in our divinity. We don't want to have anything in our heart that says, oh, I regret that I caused this person pain and that I never said I'm sorry, or that I never made it right, you know. And so then because we have that within us, we will choose to come down and incarnate and try to make it right again. But we forget all of our contracts. We forget everything that we came here to do. We forget our mission until we do the work to awaken all aspects of ourselves, until we go within and shine the light and heal, you know what I mean, to get rid of the karma, to heal the karma, to rebalance the karma. We end up coming back to do it again. So just know that everything that is happening and that unfolds in the future, they're all stepping stones to get us to that place of balance again. We have glamour into this mirror, and now see the realms of possibility. See how she's holding this light, and you have the candle twice here, and the mirror twice. It's illuminating your fears, illuminating the shadows, going within to face your fears, so that you can change what's being reflected to you in the world around you. This is how we use our wisdom. This is how we use our light, because we face the fear that's holding us back. And it's so wild to think about, because sometimes our fears are just our inner child that's sitting alone, feeling abandoned and unloved. And it's an experience that we had as a child. Something happened, nobody was there, or nobody gave us the understanding, nobody gave us clarity, nobody comforted us, and we just kind of had to deal with it. We came up with a story, we rationalized it away, we stuffed it in, we got over it, and as we got older, we just kind of blew it off, and somehow that, whatever that belief is that we made up so long ago, it ends up being something that creates the world around us. Our interactions with other people, our interactions with ourselves, our belief in ourselves, our belief in the world, our interactions with relationships, with partners, or even with our parents, you know. And until we go to those times where that experience first take place and offer ourselves our own love and our own words of wisdom and what we needed to hear from somebody in that moment, somebody who could help give us understanding and clarity, and that is going to be you who does that for you. You have to go within and illuminate, which is bringing awareness to those parts of yourself that feel left behind, that feels abandoned, you know, and bringing them to the light so that they can be at peace now. Make peace with the past, pile number 3. And we have magical powers. Look at that. You got the phoenix twice. I weave and clear, I cast and know, magic secrets to me now show. Yeah, you're going to overcome, you know. You're going to overcome this. You're going to rise up brand new. You're going to be healed. Have hope, have faith, trust in the path ahead. Continue to love yourself without abandoning yourself. You know, it's having that forgiveness. We're allowed to make mistakes. That's how we learn. That's how we grow, you know. And if there's choices that you've made, if there's people that you've hurt, if they're still alive, if they're open to hearing you out, you know, they don't have to be in a relationship with you, but you can still make peace and say, I just need to say this so that I can move on and let this go. You know, if it requires an apology or you to say something or admit something, by all means do it. If they've already passed, or if these people aren't open to having those kinds of conversations, you know, write it down, write it out, and, you know, so that you can release it. If it's something that you need to grieve over, something that you need to feel into the emotion of, you know, and just allow yourself to cry and allow yourself to validate the experience and what you went through, or be sad, or have, you know, a sense of remorse, you know what I mean? Whatever it is, whatever the emotion is, allow yourself to feel that emotion so that you can release it, let it go, okay? That's how we heal, is we validate the feeling by feeling the feeling so it can move through us, so it's not stuck and suppressed and in a ball hiding within our psyche and our emotional body. It's something that can then move on out and flow, and then that helps us to release it so it's not stuck anymore. It can move on, and then you'll find this sense of peace and clarity, and you will make space for something new to come in. More blessings, more love, more insight, more clarity. Okay? Your final card says a gratitude list. Ooh. Counting your blessings and feeling gratitude for what you already have helps you to be centered in your heart instead of fixated on worries in your mind. What and who you are grateful for what and who are you grateful for right now? Keep focusing upon gratitude and you'll discover the amazing generosity of the universe. All right, so this is about going into your heart space, okay? And finding time, finding ways to be grateful, even though it's been hard and it's been rough. There's been things that, you know, haven't been easy, and maybe you've had to struggle a lot. But there's always something to be grateful for, you know, even if it starts out small. And this is how I used to work with gratitude. I'm grateful for the air that I breathe. I'm grateful that I have clothes on my back. I'm grateful for the trees. I'm grateful for the abundance of life on the planet, the abundance of light, the heat, the warmth. I am grateful for the people who are in my life, who love me, who support me, who care for me, who show up for me. I'm grateful for all my blessings, seen and unseen. You know, I'm grateful for my blessings yet to arrive. It's finding all the ways, even like I'm grateful for the shampoo that I have to wash my hair. I'm grateful for this brush. I'm grateful for, you know, the shoes on my feet, for the vehicle that gets me to and from every day. I'm grateful that I can pay these bills, you know. Anything that you can find to be grateful for, it opens your heart so that you can be more receptive to receiving more of those good things. Because when you come from a place of gratitude, you open a channel to receive. Gratitude means I have. And the more we have, the more comes into us. The more we acknowledge what we have, the more starts to flow inward, okay? It's stepping out of the mind, out of the ego, and coming into the heart space. So you're, like we were saying, the ego is the masculine energy, and it's always the work, it's always the doing, it's always the proving yourself worthy. Haven't I proven myself good enough? Those types of energies, you know? Working hard and to pay everything off, that kind of stuff that we're not taught to receive. We're not taught the feminine aspect of coming back to center, coming into our heart, coming into our body, so that we can then be more receptive, so we can receive the blessings from all of our hard work, so that we can receive the love that we easily give to others, so that we can pour into our own cup and learn to love ourselves, so that we can teach ourselves how to receive love. You know, and that's something that we're not taught. In order for us to receive, our cup has to be full, and we have to acknowledge what we have, you know, and even if we don't even have it, we have to acknowledge that we have it, so that we receive more of it. Do you understand? It's really like this, it's interesting how the mirror works, all right? So if we are constantly seeking outside of ourselves into the reality, right? We're looking out there, we're looking in the mirror, we're like, where is my love? Where is my abundance? Where is my happiness? I don't have it. Who's going to give it to me? You know, where is it? It's saying we don't have it within. It's not in our being. It's not in our soul. It's not in our heart. So we don't think to say, I'm grateful for it, because in our mind, in our belief system, we don't have it. So when we change our vision and we're not focusing on the outside world, we're not looking at that mirror, and we start to look within, and that is her looking at her own reflection, right? When we go within and we start to look within, and we start to see, we start saying things like, I am grateful. We're going into our heart now, right? I am grateful for the abundance in my life. I am grateful for the love that I have. Even saying things like, I love me, and say your name, say it several times. I am lovable. I am receiving love. I am connecting to my soul family. I am finding my soul mate. I am loving. People love me, you know, stuff like that. I am loved just as I am. All those kinds of things. I'm receiving love. I'm receiving abundance. I'm grateful for the abundance I have every day. All those blessings of gratitude opens a channel for you to receive. And you can't just say the words. You have to truly believe them. You have to believe that you are worthy. You have to believe that you are deserving. You have to believe that you are abundant. It's all about our belief. And if we don't believe in ourselves, if we don't believe that we are good, that we are worthy, that we are lovable, we're not going to find that in our realities. Because we're co-creating through our beliefs. So just a tip about magic, okay, and how to use your magical powers, and not to just trick yourself into thinking that, or fooling yourself, I'm just going to say these affirmations and these, it's not enough. You know, you truly have to believe it, and you have to heal the wounds that contradict what you are telling yourself. You know, there's a belief system that says, no, you don't think you're worthy, because when this happened and this happened, when this person's around, you shrink, or, you know, you lie, you hide yourself because you're afraid, and you're afraid to be yourself around these people. So it makes you feel like, you know, well, I can't be myself or else I won't be loved, so therefore I'm not lovable. You know, you have to really do the shadow work, pile number 3. And if you are new to my channel, I've mentioned this before, I am a crystal Transpersonal crystal therapist, and I help others, help a lot of clients work on their healing their childhood wounds, doing shadow work. I also do energy work, chakra unblocking, chakra clearing, cord cutting, etc. Those are some of the services that I offer, and if it's something that you're interested in and you would like help, guidance, support, I'm also a spiritual mentor, life coach, etc. You can contact me in my email below. But I'm sending y'all so much love. Thank you all so much for being in the channel. You got this. Keep moving forward. Trust in the path ahead. Believe in yourself. Pile number 3. All right, you guys. If this reading resonated with you, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below, or just let me know that this was your reading. I'm sending y'all lots of love. Y'all take care and have a blessed day.